Hello everyone, welcome to One Piece chapter 1119, MF. And this week we have another Yamato cover story and a bunch of kids throwing rocks at her because um, she's Kaido's daughter, she's Kaido's child, and so they don't really like her because, Kaido wasn't a very good person. Or I think like in a couple cover pages, these kids are probably gonna be like a retainer. It's gonna go all over Wano collecting retainers. So I think this problem's going to be resolved by next chapter. On to the actual chapter now. We have Kaku and Stussy. After Stussy let Kaku out of the bubble, Kaku is telling Stussy that she should leave him because they were colleagues and she betrayed her. Now, Kaku and Stussy, they're friends. Friends. Uh, yeah, they're friends. They're friends, and he he's acting. You can see that he's holding back tears. He doesn't really want Stussy to, if it probably felt betrayed, but he doesn't want anything to happen to her. Like when Rob Lucci comes out, there's gonna be a lot of talking there. So he wants Stussy to leave. So she's probably gonna go. Let's see. I don't think she can either go to the Straw Hats or somewhere Rob Lucci is gonna agree to not kill her, and we're gonna have a cover story them or something. But either she goes with the Straw Hat. There are three options I think. She either goes with the Straw Hats. Um, she stays with Cyberpole Zero with Kaku and Lucci, or she stays on this island and dies. There's another option of she going somewhere on her own, find self discovery, a sense of self discovery. But I doubt that one last option is actually true. And we have Kaku here who wants sister to leave because he doesn't really want anything to happen to her. They work together for a while. You can see that he's holding back tears. It looks like, and I kind of feel a little bad for Kaku because when he was first introduced, I kind of like his design because of his nose and everything like that, and he really liked his. You can see that he really liked his job, and he left that to go back to his life of assassination. And so I I really want him to. I like character arc where he comes back, and in the end, he gets a job somewhere. Probably not at Waterson again because like he started his own little business where he fixed dealerships or something like that. Cause I really like the guy. Also now, moving on, we have Gear 5 Bunny, the next part of the chapter. And we have the Marines and the Giants reacting, and we have the Giants saying Nika with the giant art. But we're trying to get rid of Mars here. Yeah. Mars is the giant bird guy. So we're trying to get rid of Mars here, and Luffy's saying that nothing can hurt him. That's the problem we've been facing this entire arc. So we need to find a way to get rid of him without, you know, directly trying to hurt him. So he comes up with the idea of just hitting him and hit him really hard so I can fly really far away. So I'm gonna get him far away so I can escape. And Luffy's tanking his fire breath, Gear 5, and no, with Bonnie now. Luffy's Luffy says they're gonna hit him really hard. There's gonna be a button. They're gonna hit him really hard. He's gonna hit them, and the force is gonna send him flying right away. And everybody's on the strats agreeing because Luffy's their captain, and the bunny is confused as saying we're gonna attack Luffy, and you can see her eyes popping out, which is kind of a feature of Gear 5, the cartoony faces and so on. But you also had things like that before Gear 5, so it's not exactly. It's a bit vague, but it's more than likely an effect of Bonnie's free Nika-like form. Because we don't see Sanji or Frankie acting like that way, although no surprise. So who knows? It's probably an effect of Bonnie turning into Nika. And we have the Giants leaving. the leaving Mars to Luffy and the crew, or they put out the fire. And the way that Luffy is holding on to Mars is a bit scary if I were the one who was actually there. And they have everybody loading up their strongest attack to hit Luffy. But this is what's a bit interesting to me. Like last week a lot of people were saying that Bunny's gear 5 is gonna make her the strongest they can say, give me a top on this future, and she's gonna become the strongest in the verse. And that's clearly not true because Luffy's attacks are a bit more creative, but her attack right here is just a giant Nika punch, what she call it. And so, while she looks like she's not as creative as Luffy when it comes to attack, but I think that's what Luffy do in the situation as well. But right now we haven't seen anything like mind blowing like what Luffy does in Gear 5 from her. Um, and if we go back to what chapter was that again? 1107. We have Luffy saying, okay, where is it? Luffy saying that he'd show Bonnie how to do how to throw a punch. And what Luffy actually did was what Luffy actually did here was throw giant punches at Saturn. And so that's what Bonnie's doing here as well. So it's probably because that's what she saw Luffy do when he said he teach her to throw a punch. That that's what she's doing as well. Now as well. Also, that was chapter 1106, not 7. Then we have everybody punching there, hitting Luffy their strongest attack. And again, we see Bonnie have this cartoonish reaction on her face, which is again reminiscent of Luffy in Gear 5. As a matter of fact, we have her right beside Luffy making the cartoonish reaction. So it's more than likely that this is an effect of Bonnie's Nika transformation. Because, yeah, that's more than likely what's happening here. Either that or it's because of Luffy affecting his surroundings. Because that's what happened when he fought Kaido. However, that was like a one-off thing, and then it wasn't as consistent as it is with Bond because there's a bunch of times, at least 3 times in this chapter that Bunny did the cartoonish face reaction thing, and Luffy's like saying "ouch," and like they said that's what, and of course you guys are using hockey. I know that Sanji has hockey already, so this is like more than likely telling, and we see Bunny's and looks like it's covered in hockey. So other people are wondering if Bunny had hockey as well, or and so it looks like she does. Actually, she does have hockey, but other people now are debating about whether or not Frankie has hockey, and I think that's really un. I don't think he does. We didn't see him on this page actually use it. We saw Bunny hands turn black, and we know that Sanji already has armament, and there's no indication to imply that Frankie does, as we see Bunny and Sanji. So who knows? Frankie might have just a week in hockey or something. And so this also confirms that Luffy can be hurt by hockey because of people are saying that Luffy can be hurt in Gear 5. And so after he hits Mars with a so-called booming down balloon, and he goes flying off like Team Rocket. Star in the sky and everything. We also have Usopp's group, Usopp and Nami, whose groups they're late, and because they've been late, and so Sanji's questioning this, and Atlas said she's gonna go check up on them, and so she goes off to go check up on them. So she's leading the protection of the Straw Hats, and looks like she's not gonna make it. I don't think she's gonna make it. And these are the last two good Vegapunks, balance and evil. These are the last two Vegapunks that aren't. No, how do I put this? These are two of the last Vegapunks that. Yeah, this last good, quote unquote good Vegapunks we have that are on our side. The other one is York. So I don't think Atlas is gonna actually make it here. So, so she's leaving. I think this is an obvious red flag. So the Lilith is gonna be the only Vegapunk that's gonna travel with us, or there's not gonna be a Vegapunk traveling with us. And we have the snake. We see Snail come back on, and Vegapunk's message continues saying nothing of the sort. That's why. And we have reaction shots from around the world. We get to see Katakuri, OK Island, nondescript island. Not sure which one this is, and a bunch of other Charlotte, a bunch of our siblings in the background, and it says that ceaselessly inherited aspect, and and to those that have suffered for this, I can only pray one day my voice reaches you. So he's basically talking about the will of thee here. I'm not sure if I got read everything a while ago, but he's basically talking about the will of thee here. And Son Goku said those with that will have a checkered fate. So it looks like they have inherited a certain will, and that will is like a burden upon them. Let's see, it's like a burden upon them. They like they're like seeking for freedom. They don't want to be tied down. Well, most of them is we have like Garp who doesn't want to work for Celestial Dragons. Luffy wants to be free. So it's backward, but he goes about it in different ways. I have Law, who's he's doing his own thing with. A lot of the D members are seeking freedom. I think they're connected to fate somehow, and I think because of something that happened in the voice entry, they're connected to something that's going to happen that's very momentous. That it's a burden that's tied upon their faith because of something that happened in the past. And that's why people, I very often say, they pray that they find peace. So I really like to know what exactly is happening here. And we have, well, Vegapunk is saying that we have reaction shots from the world. Again, we have OK Allen, we have Vivi and Morgan. Big news, Morgan and Vicky. What was Vicky? We have Vivi, fake news Morgans, and we also have Gaimon and his girlfriend on the island. Like, we're not getting a reaction from them, they're just there for some reason. And that's it. We also have York telling the elders that the snail slash its memory intact, so they're gonna need to actually kill the snail for the broadcast to go out. And then now we have Jupiter spitting out the Cypherpole agents and the surfing. Now the Marines who are trying to catch them so they don't die because they're falling out of debris, so they could be hit by debris or the impact of a fall could kill them. So it looks like Jupiter doesn't really care about anything that happens to the Cypherpole agents as a consequence of what he's doing. So just spitting them out because he's gonna suck in the ship to prevent the Straw Hats from getting away. And so Luffy's trying to punch him to stop him, but that's not really that strategy hasn't really worked out well for us since this arc. And so we have the Giants who are cheering on Luffy, and we have Doll, who's still a child at this point, who's saying everything here is ridiculous. You have the giant white monster, and you have Cypherpole agents raining from the sky. But even in dreams, things like this, things aren't as bad as this. Next, we have Walkley, who's joining in the fight with Jupiter, and his skin is real tough. It looks like he has the most durability we've seen from anyone in the verse so far. Even Kaido because Kaido could be damaged with advanced armamentality, but it doesn't look like that's going to work for Valkyrie. And so we have Bonnie, who's reverted into her base form, actual child form. And she's talking about how she can't hold it. All the Gear 5 Nika form for very long because it's very taxing. A lot of people already knew that are guessing that from last chapter, but no, it's just stated. And freedom is actually taxing because when you were young, you didn't have as much freedom to do as you wanted. But now you're older. A lot of people say they're not free, but when you're older, you're free to do what you want. But you're going to have to face the consequences. When you're young, you were sheltered and didn't have to do a lot of things. But as you got older, you lost a lot of you gained more freedom to do as you wish. However, the freedom came with burden. And so, being free is a bit of a burden sometimes. And then we have, in the final part of the chapter, we have the Iron Giant who's saying, the Iron Giant? No, we have the Iron Giant, and we have the first actual lines we've got from Joy Boy in the manga. We've got the Poneglyphs, but I mean, like actual words we've heard him, we're getting from Joy Boy. And he's saying, listen up, Emeth. The time is at hand. We have the giant saying Joy Boy, though. This might be the giant thinking it because this actually might be the giant thinking it because it's Joy Boy. That's what the giant is thinking. And he saying, listen up, Emmett. The time is at hand. So he could be talking to himself, saying what Joy Boy said before. And I thought, wait, no, I think that's really unlikely. It might actually just be Joy Boy speaking. You remembering what Joy Boy said? This is a conversation he had with Joy Boy. I don't know why I was this confused. It says, Joy Boy, and it said, listen up, Emmett. The time is at hand. And next he's saying the time. So it looks like now is the time. And we have the Giants whose eye pops out of their head. So like what Bonnie did. So this might confirm for some people that Bonnie doesn't have the ability to be cartoonish like Luffy does. However, I think she's more consistent with it. So I'm still on the side that thinks that Bonnie can make her eyes pop out of her head and the cartoonish expressions as well without the influence of Luffy. Also, we also have Luffy, who sees a giant robot. I really think it's cool. I wish I'm like Usopp was here as well because I like to see his reaction. And we see the romance lives on, and that's the end of the chapter, and I have a break next week. However, what I want to talk about is the name of the Iron Giant, Emeth. And in Hebrew, I believe, that means truth or truthfulness. And I think we can use this to, probably guess or take some guesses as towards what the name of the ancient kingdom was. Because a lot of kingdoms in One Piece have a naming thematic. Like Wano with the Japanese names or Dressrosa or the Spanish names. Or Alabasta, they have names like Cobra and so on. So I think we could guess the name of the ancient kingdom based on this information. Though that's not always the case though. But a lot of the time we can use that to guess them. We can use this information to guess. Not going to, it's probably not, but it could be. We also have Zunisha. And Zunisha's name means like very tall. And Zunisha is very tall. And Zunisha's name is not from Hebrew, it's from Arabic. Based on what I've looked at, so looks like Zunisha is not from whatever kingdom Emeth was from. Look like they are from different places, so they have different names. So that might not work as well. But I really enjoyed this chapter, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Also, I want to make a video summarizing Vegapunk's message so far, or I'm not sure if it finishes yet, so I'll probably wait until later. Bye.